Hey there, it's Arsenine and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Plants vs Zombies, and if you're joining me again, this is right after I got these two new plants. They were originally sprouts and now they are plants. So, achievements, I need this. Horticultural... Oh, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Wait, let me try to pronounce that, okay? Horticulturalist, right? So I basically need that achievement. So the only way to get that is actually by buying the imitator, which is right here. And as a result of that, you see, we've unlocked it. So now I'm gonna be doing Survival Night hard, and we shall see just how much more difficult it is. For context, I'm definitely gonna use all the mushrooms and whatever that are at my disposal, and I'm going to try to use a variant of the Gloomshroom strategy that I already have. The only difference is this though, I'm going to try and build my economy much quicker, so let me see what would be a viable thing. I'll just do that for now anyways. So by building my economy really quickly, at least I won't be subjected to the endless torture that I might normally be subjected to if my economy did not exist. So yeah, that's kind of the reason. Hey, imitator thing gave it first. That's nice. And now the mushrooms here would have some actual use, because the mushrooms, unfortunately, unlike its previous version, would actually be able to deal with the zombies accordingly, because they are awake. Anyways, if you haven't checked Survival Day, do check it out, because, you know, I've already gone through great lengths to do it. Both versions of it are great, like Survival Day Normal and Survival Day Hard. The reason why they're both good is because one, I showcase how you could get the achievement for the Survival Day done in a timely manner on, you know, that. One achievement I meant was the only use mushrooms and coffee beans on that survival. Obviously, I didn't do it for the entire thing. I did it for, I think, 1 or 2 ways, and then I decided to use like the Gloomshroom with garlic strategy, which is pretty good. Anyways, if you guys haven't seen that already, go check it out. And if you guys haven't seen the previous Survival Day on hard, you would have missed me just abusing Cob Cannon and destroying everything in my way, which that's the point of Cob Cannon. Okay, I don't need sunshrooms anymore. Okay, great. Now I can plant my corn. My economy is already set up, so I'm gonna start eating away the graves. If you guys have seen my playlist on this already, one of the things that I definitely showcased was that if you're playing Survival Night specifically, they will actually try to encroach towards your side with more and more graves, essentially, night after night. However, the graves can only mainly spawn in place of your plants. These are mushrooms, I know, but plants, if you ate all the graves and planted over everything. So usually what I would try to do is not plant on the last row, so they can still be the furthest away from me without causing me any significant form of distress. Just kidding. It will happen anyways. So since I'm already recording this immediately after what I just recorded, I don't really have much to say other than the fact that this is pretty entertaining and fun. The survival playlist in and of itself has the challenge of dealing with zombies and changing your playstyle. However, if you already know how, you know, the survival already plans out, you don't necessarily need to change your strategy. You can always just invest in the most expensive strategy, the most difficult strategy rather, and as a result of that, you can just be perfectly fine. Of course, as you can see, I haven't played this at all. If you saw that when I was clicking into Survival Night, I haven't played this at all, so I don't exactly know what to expect. And in the last one, I don't know why not really even a brain fart. In fact, I can't even justify that as a brain fart. I don't even know why I said so proudly that, oh hey, you know the the section whereby I played and I got the popcorn party achievement by killing gargantuas with cob cannons and everything like that. I don't know why I even tried to justify myself saying any of that, mainly because that happened completely randomly, because I didn't expect gargantuas to show up there, and hopefully they don't show up here. They could, and if they did, it's gonna cause me problems, but if they don't, then I think I'll be perfectly fine. Now, anyways, what I was going to say is that some strategies are definitely much easier than others, like frankly just spamming cob cannons and everything like that. And from how it looks, I know I'm gonna use that, but I'm just keeping that in mind for if there are gargantuas later on. I don't know if there are, But if there aren't, then I can just use a normal strat like this and I'll be perfectly fine. But if, oh look at that, just resting. But if there are going to be, you know, gargantuans, I need to have some way to deal with them. So that's kind of why I am just preparing for that eventuality. Anyways, well, this is a separate video. I want to ask you guys if you've done anything significant over this weekend. I'm still recording this over the weekends, especially since they're one after another. But at the same time, since this is a different video, feel free to comment what you've done, anything new that you've done over the weekends. This is technically the new thing that I'm doing over the weekends, so that's kind of why I want to talk about it a little. And hopefully you guys enjoy the series nonetheless. And, you know, however you want me to improve the series, either, you know, by giving me a comment, by, oh, maybe I need to talk more strategy and talk less bullshit, then yeah, just say that, you know, I don't mind. I need any kind of feedback, frankly, because sometimes the only way to really know if you're doing well is to get genuine feedback from people who are willing to give you feedback. Which is why I'm more or less the kind of individual that's like, yeah, I don't mind actually, just, you know, give me some appropriate feedback about what I'm doing, what I can do it better, what I'm doing right now that could be improved in the future. And that's kind of just how it is. Frankly, I'm very grateful to have you guys who actually want to watch what I'm doing, because most people cannot even cultivate that kind of audience, you know, because maybe they just haven't found their right niche. I'm not saying that it's easy, frankly, no. Content creation is difficult in my opinion. That's why I never consider myself a content creator, because those people who can actually spend the time to do it and, you know, actually pull the audience that they do, that is where you should be impressed, not someone like me. I mean, what I'm doing is pretty fun, I guess, but it's not something that you can consider impressive in any way, shape, or form. I'm just playing a game and I'm talking bullshit. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to mention. That's about it. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, because if you are, then, well, you know, that's something that you guys can actually look forward to watching. Unfortunately, Plants vs Zombies 2 doesn't exist on PC, it's only on mobile as far as I'm concerned. And I think I read about it, there's a version of it that you can play on PC, which kind of has some redone sprites and whatever not you want to call it. Look at that gray spawning there. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I mean. To prevent the graves from rapidly multiplying, I'm just gonna eat one and leave one there. So then it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, come on, give me the sun for it. Yep, okay, there we go. Okay, that's great. It won't look like I'm doing much now, but it will be in the future. Okay, let me think. What should I do here to do that? Okay, that one's gonna go very soon, actually. Go on. Finish him off. There we go. Nice. Nicely done, actually. Nice. Okay, just got it in time. Jack in the Box Zombie, Pogo Zombies. So, Pogo Zombies means I'll still need Pumpkin. And based on my lawn, I still need my Magnet Shrooms. So, Magnet Shrooms. Now my imitator can be anything else. So, I'm probably gonna imitate Pumpkin, because that'll be great. If I can save up, then I will do Melon Pulse, Spikeweed, Spike Rock, Grave Buster still, because that's pretty important. Puff Shrooms just for cheap stuff. Fume Shrooms for any potential Screeno zombies that I might see. And I'll pick an instant Cherry Bomb. Let's go. I realized I was not really using Gloom Shrooms for this strategy, so that's kind of why I think it's perfectly fine for me to leave them there. I'll just do like a lane of Puff Shrooms. I don't know why I said it that way, but yeah, I'll do a lane of Puff Shrooms over there. And then the zombies can eat it slowly. I should probably tell you guys that I'm not a huge fan of the fact that the imitator has like a, you know, grayish vibe of the plant that is trying to imitate. I much prefer the Plants vs Zombie 2 rendition of it, whereby it literally just transforms into the plant, so you can't really tell if there's any difference or not. So yeah, that'll be perfectly fine. I'll do that for now. And let's see, replace this. Yes. Okay, now I'm just gonna stockpile stuff. I'll get some Spikeweeds over here, and I'll get 2 more Magnet Shrooms, and I think I'll be perfectly fine. Yep. I should mention that Kernel Pots don't exactly do a very high amount of damage. This is actually low damage. It's a low damaging plant, to be honest. But the thing is that the potential to crowd control, especially when synergized with things like the fume shroom, is actually what makes it so good. Because let's say you freeze it on a spike rock. Well, I say freeze, but it's butter, so I don't know how butter freezes, right? But when you stop them on a spike rock on the fume shroom, they take so much damage. Now, again, like what I would say, I would build a spike weed lane all the way to the end, but no, there's a very obvious reason why I don't do that. In fact, I think I could use the Grave Buster to bust that one grave and just keep that, keep the last, how do you say, grave that randomly spawns fine, so long as I don't fill up all the lanes. All right, that's good, that's good. Everything's going well so far. Put the maximum over here. Yep. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. I'm now gonna save up until I get one row of spike rocks, and then I can replace the backline with melon bolts. Now I need to preserve some of the sun shrooms anyways, mainly because unlike day, there is no sun that drops from the sky, so I need to be mindful of that. Yeah, come on, Dragon in the Box zombie, you're not gonna last very long. More Dragon in the Box zombies, yeah. So basically, this is kind of straightforward. The strategy is sort of a combination of the, you know, Gloom Shroom strategy, but it's a bit different. It's me mainly leveraging on Spike Weak and Spike Rock for the most part. You're gonna see a good one for pool though. For pool, I'm actually going to use, for the first time technically, because I haven't used it yet, the cattail. So stay tuned for that one. Recording that immediately after this. So yeah, just stay tuned for that one. And yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun for that. The cattail is really, really powerful. Although, yes, putting those on the water lanes has its own disadvantages. So it's gonna be a modified strategy of, you know, just spamming cattails on, you know, the pool level. So don't worry about that too much. Yeah, Poké Zombies. Oh no, no Poké Zombie, no. Thank God. Yeah, the Poké Zombies are the ones that are most irritating, especially since I don't have any tall nuts here. If I did have tall nuts, then it'll be great. Yeah, I know. Insert these nuts reference or whatever. I was born around that time anyway, so it's fine. As you can see, also the fume shrooms being here allows it to pierce all the way to the end, which is ideal. Oh, another Zen Garden plant. Again, stay tuned for the end to see basically the plants that I have. And what I mean by stay to the end is like see how many sprouts I actually have. If you want to see the plants, I will briefly showcase them at the start of the next survival section. So you probably know if I got any or if I'm not actually recording in one entire sitting, because you probably see new plants slash the existing plants that are there just significantly more matured in its stages of plant development. So that's kind of how you see it. Okay, that will be destroyed very soon. I know. I'm gonna cherry bomb that. Now his career is gone. Okay, I need spike rock, one more spike rock. Unfortunately, that will not refresh in time, so that's fine. I can start eating the back lanes and replacing it with melon pulps though. I think that would be great. Yeah, okay, that's great. Let's see what I do have though. Dancing zombie, not really an issue. So again, I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do melon pulp, spike weed, spike rock, mushroom, grave buster, ice doom shroom, because yeah, why not? And again, I don't necessarily need a carp cannon right now, which is why I'm not going to use it. But winter melon up top straight away. I've been thinking, why double pumpkin again? Mainly because it's best to be able to replace the pumpkin as and when you please. And on top of all that, there's another strategy that you kind of need to be mindful of. You definitely need another layer of pumpkins here, especially if the dancing zombie can just raise the backup dancers directly on top of the fume shroom. So just be mindful of how to deal with that specifically. Else everything is pretty straightforward. Now, I don't think I'm gonna spam like winter melons this time. I'm probably just gonna have 3 here and that will be perfectly fine. Mainly because that was overkill on the previous level that I had all that. And also because I don't think I need them and they won't really be too advantageous if you consider the fact that I'm slowing them and they're not taking max damage by being on the spike rocks. So that's kind of why. Okay, look, dancing zombies coming in. And I'm very poor again, but all the money that I save now will actually be going to the Tree of Wisdom. I was gonna Tree of Wisdom, yeah. So it'll go to the Tree of Wisdom, and if I save enough money, which I hope I do, I'll be able to just grow at 100 feet or something like that. I think it's what, 3 Tree of Wisdom food for like what, I think 1,000, which makes it pretty expensive to grow to like 100 feet. You probably need, at the very least, right, you need 34 times of that, so that's like 34,000. I might be mistaken for how much it costs actually, so don't quote me on that one. But I can't see the price, mainly because they don't show you the price for the the Tree of Wisdom food, or fertilizer rather, until you actually buy the Tree of Wisdom. So that's the problem. It's not that I don't remember it, it's not that I can't see it or anything, so I don't remember it on the top of my head, which is true. I don't remember it on the top of my head, off the top of my head, sorry. So yeah. Alright, so more or less this entire layout is pretty secure. I'm just like halfway done, because by the time this is done, 6 total flags. By the next wave, I will know if I need to deal with the Gargantua or not. So yeah, we'll see. By the way, I think the best way to really earn money in the Zen Garden is by preserving your plants. When you keep them happy and they start glowing after that musical tune of that, you know, the plant being happy and everything plays, right? Then you basically generate coins, right? So one thing you can do is, if you're working on your computer doing, let's say, school assignments or whatever, you could just leave it in the background or whatever while your snail goes and collects the coin. And you could be saying that like, oh, but the snail isn't the most efficient thing and goes to sleep, right? That's actually where the chocolate comes in. So if you actually have chocolate, and yes, say chocolate, yep, chocolate. So if you actually do have the chocolate, mind you, then you could just feed one chocolate to the snail, and I think it lasts for at least 10 minutes. I could be wrong, but essentially your snail stays, you know, awake for at least 10 minutes. And when all your plants are happy and everything, then 10 minutes is perfectly fine. Okay, I'm gonna do this so I can throw away the melon pot. I don't need it. I'll take Carp Cannon and Winter Melon for this one, and Gravebuster. Everything else is like extra, even the pumpkin. Alright, that's the next wave. This is technically wave 4, so to speak. No Gargantuar, but that. Now that's gonna cause me problems. So again, I'll probably need pumpkin, puff shroom. Let's see. That's fine because my human shrooms can pierce that. Winter melon. I'll keep that in case I do want to use it, but probably not, because I'm not gonna save enough for that. I definitely have the cherry bomb and everything. And the potato mine. Actually, no, I don't need potato mine. Squash, spike bean, and spike rock. Yeah, I think that's. Oh wait, no. Wait, hold up. I don't need that. I was literally about to forget that. Like, oh god, almost forgot the most important plan. Anyways, yeah, just stockpile any of the excess sun, and I think I should be fine. Yeah, no, you're not gonna eat it in time. Get my winter melons refreshed. I think Fog Heart will probably be, well, the most difficult, mainly with the lack of sun and everything. So I think for that one, I will use the Carp Cannon Shred again. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that's boring, you know, just using the Carp Cannon Shred and whatever. But hey, I'm just deciding to play this through, and I'm pretty sure you guys would want to see me mess up less so I don't just waste time. I felt that I messed up enough with the minigame section, which again, if you haven't checked it, do check it out. For most of the minigames, so actually no, what am I saying? For all the minigames, I cleared it in a single try. It's just that Bobsled Bonanza that I messed up. So yeah, that was where I really messed up the premise of playing the minigame. So that was unfortunate from me. Everything else was perfectly fine though. For puzzles, I know I took all the vase breaker situations, so again, if you haven't checked those out, do check them out. I'll probably put a title card or something that might randomly appear, or whatever thing it's called at the top right hand corner of the screen. I don't even know how that works yet. I haven't done it before, so I'll probably do that for the first time now. And essentially, the puzzles, I did all the vase breakers in one sitting, including the 15 streak, which was pretty beautiful sight to behold, honestly. Mainly because vase breaker, since I first played it, I more or less had a very simple strategy. Especially once they started giving you the repeater that faces the other direction. That's very easy strategy to kind of beat it. So yeah, do check it out if you haven't already. iZombie took me a bit longer, but I did do the zombie puzzles all in the same sitting. I just took a break in between actually doing the you know, the endless, because it was already really late by the time I finished the entire vase breaker on top of that. So I didn't want the video to be too long, so I did split it into two, which, yeah, it's understandable. But at the same time, probably from the way I've edited it, because I haven't gone to actually editing that one yet, but based on how I was going to edit it, it was very likely, or I am very likely going to put the two, like the zombie sections together and the vase breaker section all together. So yeah, or maybe I just put them all together. The reason why I say so is because I did play vase breaker immediately after following with iZombie, so I didn't do any new reintroduction or anything. So again, I don't really know how I'm gonna really format the videos, which again, this is just me being real because I'm talking to you right now, and that's just how I'm dealing with it. You know, I have definitely finished editing the mainline adventure mode already, and it's not too bad. And for the puzzles, yeah, I've also finished doing that. I just haven't gone around doing the what am I saying, puzzles? Mini games. For the mini games, I have already finished that. I just haven't gone around to doing the you know, puzzle section yet, because swamped with work, and I'm also doing that and editing this at the same time, as well as editing my, you know, monthly video and everything. You might be thinking, oh, why am I giving myself so much work? Because it's worth it. To me, it's always worth trying to do more and learning as you go along. Like, that's kind of how we do things in life, right? You don't just blindly go into it and then expect the best result to just happen. No, you don't. What you do is that you actually see what is given to you, and then you essentially just, you know, continue onwards with what you're actually given, what feedback you're given, and how you can improve from that thereafter. That's usually how we do things in life, right? You don't improve by just staying still. And I know some people are not willing to hear that, so let me just at least say that for you guys. Which is true. You don't improve by just sitting still. You have to, you know, stop finding an excuse for yourself that something or whatever is holding you back, and that, you know, there's more to it. Since this is the final wave, that's why I picked so many instants and one grave buster. I intend to just end the wave quickly. Let me check how long. 23 minutes. That's actually very short. I'm surprised it's so much shorter than the survival day, night, everything. I think mainly because I played super safe on those like easier difficulties. This one I already more or less know what I can get away with, so hence I'm just speeding it up significantly. I could speed it up even more with carb cannons, but I think that would just be overkill. Probably be done in 20 minutes, and I'm not a speedrunner. Not even close. So yeah. Okay, first one will be in the center. Boom. Yeah, everything's gone. That's great, and that pushed the wave quite a fair bit on further forward. So what I'm gonna do is here, and then this as well. So that will speed up everything. Boom. There we go. See, that's the power of having imitator and essentially a lot of instant plants. Because if you saw, the doom shroom can be planted in the center to kill everything, right? And the two imitator cherry bombs essentially allow you to deal with all the other waves of zombies. And the ice shrooms, you know, they cover whatever you haven't covered already. So yeah, everything's turning out very well. Yeah, 24 minutes. This is actually pretty quick, honestly. So my doom shrooms are very refreshed. I'm mainly waiting until that crate is plugged up, which will probably plug up by the time I'm halfway through that wave or close to the end. At least I have the cherry bombs ready, so I can just bomb them out of existence, essentially. You can try, but that's not gonna work, dude. Boom. Aha. So as you can see there, that's the entire wave just erased in a second. And if you don't believe in the power of the ice room, it can be used now, which freezes everything except for that one zombie that vaulted over it, so you can clear the waves even faster. Now, I probably should have just put more watermelons because there's actually kind of no point to the kernel faults anymore. But I did want to leave that option open, or rather ambiguous, for those who actually think I'm just going to abuse cannons anyways. So that, yeah, there's actually an option. I have it there. I didn't actually use it at the end, but it would have been nice if I did. So yeah, that was an option. Okay, that guy might actually vault over my entire fence. Okay, never mind, he died. Sometimes I don't know, because they actually only slow down like when they're already near the spike rock, spike reed, whatever you want to call it. And hence, there is no guarantee that, you see, like that guy, he vaulted over it, right? Look at that. But he died almost instantly after, so that was perfectly fine. Do that and that. So wave cleared. Okay, the crater's almost fully plugged up, but because I sped it up with all the cherry bombs, I don't think that's really fair to say that it took that much longer. So yeah, I think when the crater's filled up, I'm just going to use like one doom shroom to just map clear to push to the final wave, and I'll just double the cherry bomb, and everything should be fine. Just money simulator at this point in time. I'm just picking up all the money, honestly. And I know it would be boring if I just kept quiet or just cut the entire section, but you know, I don't really like cutting sections, mainly because of authenticity. And like what I told you before, I actually want to use this as a means of me to practice how to actually speak to people clearly. So yeah, that's kind of why. Final wave. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is ice room straight away. Eat that. Then once that's eaten up, boom. There we go. And now that didn't clear everything, but that's okay because I got these two. Yep, now it's over. There we go. And just under time, that's about 27 minutes. All right, that's great. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this section. Next time I'm gonna do survival pool, which I'm gonna do instantly, but you know, you won't really see it anytime soon. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next section. Goodbye now.